I already made a video about AI and neural networks on my channel, but I'm making another one because I don't have any ideas and I didn't go over hidden layers in neural networks. So in short, I'm going to tell you what neural networks are again. Neural networks have three layers: input, processing and output. The input layer is really simple because it is just the input of the user. But the processing layer, hidden layer, is the main thing where the neural network matches the input with the dataset it has. Then in the output layer, it provides an output. But there's a problem. The neural network doesn't understand anything, since for example, it is just cheating of a slip in an exam. But the thing is, how can you cheat if you don't even know how to read properly? Well, that is where tokens and tokenizations come in. When you ask ChatGPT what is kinetic energy, for the answer you are definitely not going to copy paste. ChatGPT divides the sentence into tokens. Like the tokens of this question will be what is kinetic energy? Question mark. Now you will see that the tokens are not only individual words of the sentence, they also include punctuation. This process is necessary because these tokens act as keywords to match the sentence with the dataset it has. So if the user writes kinetic energy, it will still give the same response, since two important tokens of both questions are the same and no other token is there which makes a difference. The process where you will convert the sentence into tokens is called tokenization, and it is really needed for a neural network since it can recognize, for example, 4 different forms of this question and give the same answer since it matches the important keywords. But then how does it recognize the important keywords? Now it's time to discuss weights. Weights are just the importance of tokens and neurons. And neurons in a neural network transport the information to other neurons, and that keeps happening till the output layer is reached. In the starting of a neural network, most of the time weights are randomly assigned to tokens and neurons, and then when you run the network, it provides an output, that is forward propagation, and of course it doesn't work well. So loss function is done based on the relation of the output given and the desired output, but the generation is still safe. Then after starting it again, the loss function gives the information back to the weights, and then its gradients indicate how the loss function would change with respect to each weight, guiding the adjustments made to the weights, that is backward propagation. Now if the neural network does better, the weights assigned to it are saved, and then the next time the weights are changed a bit, and if it does better, the cycle repeats. But if it does worse, the generation is still safe to transfer to similar networks, but the previous generation is brought back and again some weights are changed. But now the thing is, even after this, it will still most probably give the wrong answer. That is because you don't have the quite right settings. For example, when you search for C++ tutorials, it gives, well, C++ tutorials. But if you were looking for Python tutorials, you will obviously not get them since the settings you put in are wrong. Now we can solve that by changing the settings and rules of the loss function, backward propagation, etc. and then we can get the desired output. Now even after those efforts, you will still sometimes not get the right output. For them, you will need to say to the neural network that don't do those things because LLMs like ChatGPT train off the internet. That's why they may have dangerous info. So you need to say to not provide an answer to that question like making a bomb, and sometimes even after all the data you provided it with, you may need to fine tune some answer to it since the data you gave might not solve that. So with that, if you want to know more about neural networks and working with AI, as always,
like and subscribe.